You're listening to the LSG Sports Network, the authority on Texas high school football. Welcome to the Texas High School Football Coaches Show on Lone Star Gridiron. I'm Chris Koetting, and it's my belief that the men that make up the fraternity of Texas high school football coaches are much more than a bunch of thick-necked guys with whistles. They do so much more than teach technique and the X's and O's of football. They take young boys and change them into young men of character. They get kids to believe in themselves, to trust others, and to put others ahead of themselves. Texas high school football coaches are unique in how they impact the lives of these athletes as well as the generations those kids touch. In this show, I sit down with a different Texas high school football coach each time and learn about them. Not their record, not their on-field accomplishments, but who they are and what they believe and what it means to be part of the greatest sport in the greatest state. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Lone Star Gridiron Texas High School Football Coaches Show, Season 5, Episode 4. I'm your host, Chris Koetting, and today we're going to head up to North Texas. And we're not talking about Dallas. We're talking about way up north, where we're going to talk with head coach Chris Koetting from Canadian. And I have to tell you, he is, I know I say this a lot. I always say, oh, he's one of my favorites. And yeah, everybody knows him because of all the recent state championship appearances and wins, but there is so much more to him. I will introduce you to him right after these messages. Hey, I want to give a big thank you to this season's title sponsor, Mecca Sportswear, where they are all about celebrating achievement. They're honored that so many high schools, colleges, and universities have chosen Mecca's products to represent their institutions. Mecca supplies you with the very best in custom letter jackets, chenille letters, patches, blankets, banners, pins, certificates, and much more to motivate and celebrate achievement in athletics, academics, or the arts. They create high-quality custom awards that will fit your budget. To see why so many great schools around Texas choose Mecca Sportswear, call Sherry Armstrong or Billy Armstrong at 210-651-6592. Mecca Sportswear, the premier suppliers of letter jackets and awards for over 40 years.
I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Power Plus Mouth Guard. What is that? Well, it's a mouth guard that helps you perform better and also increases your strength, your balance, your stamina, reduces the G-forces which are found in concussions. And the way it does that is it aligns your jaw properly. So this mouthpiece not only protects you, but it's going to help you breathe better. And that's really what it comes down to. It puts your airways in a better alignment, and so that helps you breathe better, that helps you have better balance, helps you have better stamina, the more oxygen getting to your brain, the more oxygen getting to your muscles, and that's where this mouth guard can help you. So you can check them out online. Just go to powerplusmouthguard.com. All you have to do is hit / and shop, and it'll show you all the mouthpieces they have. But check them out and check out the website. Dr. Michael Hutchinson is the one who has designed this new technology, and I really do think it is very forward-thinking in helping reduce concussions, in helping you be more alert late in the game when you're going to be tired, your muscles are tired, lack of oxygen is starting to affect you. This mouth guard will help you in getting more oxygen to you. So check them out, powerplusmouthguard.com.
All right, everybody join me in welcoming Coach Chris Koetting to the show. How are you doing, Coach?
Doing great, Chris. How are you?
I am doing wonderful. I get to talk Texas high school football with coaches. Well, I mean, what a day.
That's it. That's right.
So, as you know, as much as I want to talk about the Wildcats, and we will do that during the regular season, this show is about you. So I want to start by going back to your first involvement with high school football. When was that?
Well, I grew up in Panhandle, Texas, and played for a coach named Stocky Lamberson, who was kind of a legend up in the Panhandle. A really tough-minded coach, and learned a lot of things from him. And we had some really good teams, and got to play in a state championship game, and it was just a great experience. I learned a lot. And I've just always admired not only Coach Lamberson but all the assistant coaches. And it was that was my first introduction to football. And it made such an impact on me that, at an early age, I knew for sure exactly what I wanted to do, and I wanted to be a football coach, and I wanted to be like those assistant coaches that I had, and head coach Stocky Lamberson. They just influenced me. It just looked like they were having such a great time, and those guys got along with each other, and man, I was like, why would I want to do anything else than that? So that's kind of how I got into coaching.
I love it. So what position did you play?
I played running back and defensive back, mostly. So probably an average football player, but but I had a lot of fun, and got to experience some really great things there at Panhandle.
Definitely. And then after high school, where did you go off to college?
Well, I went to kind of starting to show my age now, but I went to West Texas State, which now doesn't even have the same name. It's West Texas A&M now. So, but went there and had a great experience there, and it was a great college to go to, and I managed to get through, and got to go out and get another job.
Nice. And what was your first job out of college?
The first job that I had was in 1992 at Perryton, Texas, which is just north of Canadian, where I'm at right now. I got to coach. Head coach that hired me was his name was Dan Hurley, and he had been a college coach there at Texas A&I, and you had a really great relationship with him, and got to work with some just really outstanding coaches. There was a guy, one in particular, Gary Newcomb. He was I don't know if you know Gary Newcomb, but he really taught me what it meant to be a coach, and he talked to me about loyalty and working hard and being dependable and things like that, and all that stuff still sticks with me. So I owe him a lot, and he's just somebody that really was my first mentor, as far as how to be a coach, and how to treat kids.
Nice. So, did you come into this profession with a mind for the chess match that goes into it, or did you learn that from some coach?
Well, I think at first, when you're first year coach, you don't know much, and my deal was I just wanted to, I always tried to be the first guy there and the last one to leave, and anytime those guys were talking football, or I was glued in, and I just wanted to hear it. I couldn't get enough of it, and I just think just from learning and listening and watching and how those guys operated, and then as time went on, the X's and O's, fascinated me, so, but it took a while to, really learn this craft, so, but I definitely learned a lot from coaches, and as time grew on, I became better and better, learning schemes and things like that. But to begin with, though, I just wanted to show those other coaches that I would work hard and I could be depended on.
nice. Well, if you could, take us from Perryton to today, stop by stop, all the positions and schools you've been to.
Okay. I was at Perryton for 2 years, and then the guy that hired me accepted a job at Lockhart, Texas. So,
nice.
And he asked me if I wanted to come, and, I was young. My wife and I, we didn't have any kids, and we were like, yeah, sure, let's go down to the Austin area, where it's warm. So I spent 8 years down there at Lockhart. Again, with another great staff. But one of the ways I've been blessed, everywhere I've been, I've been a part of a great staff with good men that did things the right way, So, and we were there at Lockhart, had some pretty good teams at times. At other times, it was a bit of a struggle. But even some of the years that we didn't win a bunch of games, I don't know if I've ever been a part of a staff that worked any harder and coached any harder, to try and be successful. So really had some great guys to learn from there, and it was a really good experience. And as time went on, probably in about 2002, we had 3 kids, and all the grandparents were up in the Panhandle, so we started thinking about, hey, we might better try and get closer to them so they can enjoy their grandkids and things like that. So I started looking for a job up in the Panhandle, and ended up going to Hereford, Texas, and worked for Brian Gerlich. He was just coming in and had an opening on the staff, so I got to coach there at Hereford. Hereford's a great place to coach football in. The fans are tremendous. They always have, those stands were always packed, and they had great support. They had a great staff, and it was going really good. So, really enjoyed our time there at Hereford. And then when I was at Hereford, I wasn't looking to leave. I was very happy there, with the staff, everything that we had, and I really liked the kids. And I got a call from Kyle Lynch. He had been the head coach at Canadian a couple of years earlier, and then he got into administration, then he got back into coaching, and he called me and asked if I would be his offensive coordinator, or if I wanted to come interview for an offensive coordinator job. And I really it was kind of a hard decision because it was kind of late in the summer, and I felt bad, but I wanted a chance to be a coordinator, and and I'd heard some really good things about Canadian, and so I ended up went ahead and took that job, and that's been a really good decision for me because we've had a whole lot of success. That was 2003 that I arrived in Canadian, and it's been an unbelievable run for us, over the years, so it was the best decision I ever made.
I love it. And how long were you OC before you became head coach?
I think it was 7 years, 6 or 7 years. We made in 2007 we made a change in our offense. We had been a kind of a multiple I team, more running than throwing, and we had some really good running backs and tight ends and linemen and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden we looked around and we didn't have those kind of kids anymore. One of the kids ended up starting for OU as a defensive end for 3 years, and he was our running back at that time. He was about 6'3", 225, and we didn't have any more of those guys. We had a bunch of little quick guys so we ended up went wholesale to the spread offense, and that's been another great decision that we made because that's served us very well over the years.
Definitely. What would you say is an underrated or maybe overlooked part of winning football games?
I think, I feel like there's just certain things that, if you can get good at certain things, if you, number one, your team has to all be on the same page. Everybody's got to be pushing the same way. When you got things going all different directions, things don't work out like you want them to. But you got to have everybody on the same page, and you got to have some buy-in from the kids, the community, the coaching staff. I mean, I think those things are maybe overlooked, but and you got to have kids that are willing to do the work, and pay attention to the details of things and things like that. I think those things are very important.
Definitely. One of the themes of doing this show now for 5 years that I've come across is that early on in coaching careers, it's the X's and O's, and then it shifts to the Jimmies and Joes. Is that related to when you have children, or what makes that transition?
Well, I'll tell you this. When I first got into coaching, my main goal was I wanted to win the game. I wanted to win. And as time has moved on, my focus has changed a little bit. My focus, I truly believe this. If you're a coach, and all you taught your kids is to be how to be a great football player, or a basketball player, or whatever, and that's all you've taught them, I think that I failed. So I mean, because I really think I should be judged on what we taught them, the kids, that is going to make them a better person, a better citizen, and have that and put them on a track for success as an adult. So my focus has really changed over time. And that's really the main focus for me right now, is making sure that we're developing our athletes as people, to do great things with their lives as they move on.
Definitely. And talk about the importance of other sports as it relates to football players.
Well, I will tell you this, we've done some pretty amazing things here in Canadian. We've won 4 football state championships. We played in 6 state championship games. But it's not all about just football. I mean, we stress for our whole program. If you have something to offer a program, you need to be in it. And we did one thing that was really amazing to show how much we believe in doing multiple sports. We won back-to-back state championships in 14 and 15 in football, but we also won back-to-back state championships in basketball and those 2 years too as well. So, and I don't think that had ever been done in the UIL history. So, we definitely stress to our kids that, if especially in a small school, it takes everybody. It takes everybody to. We want to have a great overall program, not just football. We want to be great in everything, in all our sports. So we're definitely stress playing multiple sports.
Nice. And tell me a little bit about the community of Canadian. Is it obviously they're football fans, they're high school sports fans. What are some things about the community that maybe someone in the rest of the state should know about?
Well, Canadian is just a great community, great people. It's kind of a little different, most of when you get up in the Panhandle, most of everything's flat. There's no trees. When you start driving into Canadian, you notice that I mean, there's a lot of hills, a lot of trees. You know, we've got the Canadian River that runs directly north of the city, and it's a really pretty place. You know, I mean, it's more it's very different than the most of the places in the Panhandle. Mm-hmm. And you know, we have some really nice restaurants here. We have movie theater and all kinds of stuff like that. You know, we're pretty isolated. You know, you have to want to come to Canadian. You don't usually just drive through there. You know, so but man, it's a great place for, you know. I have a daughter that just graduated from Oklahoma State. She was able to go to school here for all 12 years, and I've got twin boys that are going to graduate this year. That they'll get to, you know, we couldn't have asked for a better place for them to go to school, because our school system is tremendous, and there's a lot of really good people here that look after your kids.
I love it. And finally, Coach, let's say you're at coaching school, a brand new coach, just trying to break into it, asks you, hey, what advice would you give me?
Well, number one, you know, I would say, you know, like I said, when my first job, in my mind, I said, I'm gonna be the first guy here. I'm gonna be the last one to leave. And so you got to have that mindset, you know, because once you show that you will work hard and treat kids right, you know, the other coaches will respect you, you know. So, and you know, and do it. If you're a brand new coach, spend less time talking and more time listening, and any chance that you get to learn from those other coaches about coaching and coaching kids, you got to take every advantage of that, you know. And you know, I think it's the greatest profession in the world, you know. So, but you know, but you got to put the work in for sure.
Amen, amen. Coach Chris Koetting, I want to thank you so much for spending a little bit of your time with me.
Okay, thanks, Chris. I sure enjoyed it.
If you're looking for a quick and easy way to raise a bunch of money for your sports team, 99 Pledges is the best way for football teams and booster clubs to raise the most money with the least amount of effort. Donors can donate online. Each player gets their own donation page that they can share with their friends and family all over the country, like grandparents in Florida, by email, text, Facebook, or any of the social media outlets. By going online with 99 Pledges, it's easy to spread the word about your fundraiser, keep everyone involved and informed. Because of this, 99 Pledges has seen teams raise over $30,000, and teams like the Katy Tigers have exceeded their fundraising goal. That's the best part. Teams keep an average of 95% of what they raise. Players don't have to go door to door or track down donations. They can save all that energy for where it counts, on the gridiron. Check them out at 99pledges.com. They are an excellent organization. You're going to be so glad that your next fundraiser is through these guys. Hey, once again, I want to thank Coach Koetting for sitting down with me and sharing some of his insights, some of his background, and his beliefs. And I want to thank you folks for tuning in each and every week as I get to do probably my favorite thing in the world, talk to Texas high school football coaches and share their stories. Please do me a favor, go out and share these episodes with people. Put them on your Facebook. Put them on the groups where you think people will appreciate these great shows. Until next time, I'm Chris Daly, and we'll see you at the game.
Did you play Texas high school football? If you did, you're part of an elite group, the Brotherhood of Texas High School Football. All football players, past and present, who have ever suited up in the Lone Star State are eligible. Go to LoneStarGridiron.com/brotherhood. And thank you for the part you played in the greatest sport in the greatest state.